sure I actually see things.
The weekly event of being perceived.
Visibility is important.
No, I like the fact that I get to be invisible. Excuse you.
I didn't know we had a member of the Fantastic Four in this scene.
The
Yeah.
best one.
Uh-huh.
Unlike Mr. Stretch, he can get wrecked.
I think you might be the first person in human history who said Sue Storm is the best member of the Fantastic Four.
She's great.
I feel like that might just be a personal thing on your part.
I mean, I agree that it's probably not the most common sentiment, but I don't know about first.
Okay, it was a joke.
No.
Was
We don't allow hyperbole here, ever.
Especially not from you, of all people. Like,
So, hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and today I am playing in a game of Star Trek Adventures in the ongoing campaign of, what did I just said it twice in text. There we go. Star Trek Return to the Frontier. We're in our 5th episode, and hey, my character didn't die, so hooray. But all that said and done. Oh, and of course, this is a Star Trek Adventure in the 2nd edition, so things will be different. We'll be learning things, but we are getting better with time, and our characters are as well. All that said and done, I give the floor over to our GM.
Lieutenant Inverni.
yes, hi. Oh, yes, I do. Science Officer's log, stardate 0250.3. The tests on the multi-state quantum scan array are proceeding nicely. Dr. Tension Gorax of Teller Conglomerate Industries is an interesting figure, but a joy to work with generally. His unique approach to resolving quantum states has many potential uses, from faster than warp travel to instant galactic communications. I both hope our field tests will be pivotal to these developments, while somewhat doubting that they will be. This is the first time I have gotten to be a mission lead since the academy. It's going to... Jesus. It's good to see that the Federation is encouraging the UESPA to send resources into the field again. And log. While I have a stroke.
Well, good thing that the doctor's here.
Yeah.
So, it is a 2-threat game.
I had a pop-up show up in the middle of reading that, which thoroughly distracted me. And it was from Roll20.
Aha!
Super helpful, Roll20.
And we'll go to the science lab, where Lieutenant Inverni and Dr. Gorax are running tests on the new scanner. I think this is the first time we have used the science lab.
Ever. In any of our games, really.
With the main character, we definitely used it for a support character.
You've broken the Tuesday curse.
And there we go, Roll20's finally decided that I am in fact a human.
Labs are surprisingly more than just a little bit of set dressing.
Yep.
Apparently, we do
Yes.
science in Starfleet. Who would have known?
Yeah, they
Ah,
develop research points that let you proceed down the tech tree. If we rush pottery in time, we might get Stonehenge.
Ooh, free
So,
popcorn.
Lieutenant Vernie, have you left the science lab in its usual configuration, which allows you to generally make use of the ship's library and sensors, or have you set up any of the special equipment from the ship stores that may help look into this scanner?
Probably set up some equipment, such. I mean, specialized equipment to run things seems fairly sciencey.
Since you don't have momentum, then you can give me control command, because you need to get this is something you would have done a couple days ago, having issued orders for a couple of the specialists to spend a couple of days getting equipment out of storage and installing it and running basic diagnostics. So control command difficulty 2.
Gotcha. Da-da-da. I'll give you a threat because that's fun.
All right.
And oh, my thing's all the way at the top, that's why. And I still can't actually see the thing because it's trying to tell me about jump gate. Well, roll 20, stop.
Mm-hmm. But it's so important. Don't you want to know about the new features?
okay,
Not
so
one of it is
relevant for
pushing
us.
the old features over the existing ones in an existing game. I can't actually see what I rolled.
You rolled 1 success on the second die. The other 2 are zeros.
Okay. Well, that's tragic.
So the equipment has made it into the science lab, but it's mostly still in its crates, unpacked. Yeah, your it seems specialist Yun Ho was under the impression that this was supposed to be part of an away mission, and so you would want it packed up and ready to go. So yeah, it's all ready to go, transferred from its normal storage container into specialized equipment containers for away missions. It'll fit nicely on a grav sled. Unfortunately, it'll take twice as long to set up now.
Oh, no.
But despite this, you and the doctor seem to have been making progress nonetheless. And the doctor says, I think all of the preliminaries are out of the way. If you can get permission, I'd like to do a scan out to 1,000 kilometers.
That sounds reasonable. Let me just press a button on the wall somewhere and just Inverni to the bridge.
Bridge here.
We're requesting permission to run a scan out to 1,000 kilometers down here.
Proceed.
Thank you, Captain. Inverni out. Just nod at the doctor.
He nods back and he says, all right, I will begin setting the parameters. If you can connect main power and bring down the shielding system.
Why do our shields need to be down to run a...
I'll tell you, it's not the ship's shields. The ship's shields are already down. Right. I don't know. This is the shielding of the device to protect it.
I thought it was like just meaning our ship's shields being disabled. I was like, huh?
No, shielding of the device.
Got it. Yes. Okay. Far more reasonable. We'll set about doing that. Why can I not select?
You gain 2 momentum.
Wow.
As the doctor inputs the parameters into the main computer. I'll take from you control engineering difficulty 2 as you have to reroute main power and also disable the protective shielding.
So I'm going to give you a momentum.
Okay.
For the reading.
You're not going to give me one, but you can take one.
I can take a momentum?
Oh, cool. Free momentum for us.
Yeah.
No.
Sweet.
You can spend one. I'm not going to take one for you.
Okay. Either way, I now have the science instead of engineering, and I have a focus.
Okay. It only costs 1?
It costs 1, but
okay.
it goes up in cost per use in a scene.
Oh, okay.
So it can steadily get rather expensive. That said, I'll give you another threat. Why? Because why not? What the? Good lord. Okay, I'm having a great day today. Great start.
Wonderful.
Lovely
Yeah.
start.
Do you intend to do anything to that?
I'm going to consider it.
No.
I'm
Critical
looking
fail.
at values. That's what I mean when I say I'm considering it. What is this?
You definitely have a directive.
I do definitely have a directive. It's just a matter of, I currently don't have a way to get a second determination, so I was,
I don't think you have a value here.
not really, no. So, yes, Directive 1, complete the tests.
Yes.
Ease.
Can't complete the test if the array goes unpowered.
It never starts. We can't complete them.
Wow.
Eh. Great start today, boys.
All right, you read main power rerouted to the scanning system, and the scanner is unshielded.
Everything here is set, Doctor.
He looks for a minute at the output, and he says, I am receiving some results, but they are extremely weak, much weaker than expected. Can we remove the power step down gates?
We can start reducing them until the point before they're removed. And then go from there. Stage by stage, you understand?
He says, all right, let's begin with gate 1. We will need to increase power.
If this is another engineering role, I am 100% getting the engineer to do it instead.
It's only difficulty 1 though.
I have a 1 in engineering.
I mean, you have people in your department that are good with engineering.
Yes. Yes, I do. It's not Griffin, unfortunately.
No, I'm also not good. I'm not bad at it, but I'm not good at it.
Not him. Who is actually in my department that's decent at engineering? None of them.
Oh,
Everyone's a 2.
and assuming you can succeed, you can be assisted by the computer.
Okay.
Uh,
Everyone's
yeah, no,
a 2.
I didn't give anyone engineering.
That's what we
You're
have a massive engineering department for.
Exactly.
But you also are in command of ops. Your people are literally operations specialists.
Yeah.
That's more science.
This is
That's con.
this is manipulating ship's power. This is 90% of what Harry Kim did.
We did so well designing all these characters.
You make a requisition from the engineering department because you are one of the few officers aboard, and I doubt Lieutenant Revere is going to be upset about it.
True. You are the XO.
Hell, Revere could come down if you're really
You're so good at this.
hurting. Who hasn't got experience?
You can ask one of the enginemen.
So, during the alpha shift, the people normally available are Revere, Delphina, and Saru Bazax. Although you can call anyone up.
Yeah, I feel like Delphina seems appropriate as far as that goes. Unless anyone disagrees.
I think she's been activated several times.
Actually.
I don't think so.
Oh no,
I
she has.
think so.
Oh, she's Denobulin. That's why she has more focuses.
Mhm.
Yeah, they get an extra 2 focuses, which is
Yeah,
cool.
sure. Just have engineman Delphina to help with that Saru. Go away, not you, other one. There we go. Did not swap names for a day.
All right, who's going to take up Engineman Delphina as the engineman is normally spends her day working with Revere in main engineering, and she suddenly gets a call to come to the science lab.
I'll grab it up. Lieutenant, you asked for me?
Yes, we're stepping down various power gates and would like you to monitor and go through that process while we check the scans and results on the test.
Aye, Lieutenant. Let's get this underway. Hello, Doctor.
He nods just slightly. He is entirely engrossed in his work, almost as if he has some like autonomic response to hearing someone say something while he's doing a research task.
Yeah.
He's learned. He hears a noise, nod, and that person will eventually go away.
All right.
Occasionally, there's a scruff of the chin and a yes, yes.
So, this was a difficulty 1 engineering task of some kind?
Control engineering difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's computers engineering.
EPS systems?
Yes.
I'll throw momentum at it. I'm just hunting for momentum, really.
Yeah.
Also, don't want to look
That's
bad.
what I was trying to do when I whiffed both times. So.
Man.
We all said this was my not lucky set, so.
Computers engineering, I believe it was.
Yes.
Uh,
That looks like a hit. That's 2 successes. Gain a momentum. And I think you didn't roll enough dice. And you selected false. It must have not think you selected a discipline.
Yeah.
there you go. What do you want from
I
me,
don't know
Roll
why
20?
it's saying false, but it's still saying 10 at least.
It's the right number,
Oh,
at
yeah.
least.
I realized for some reason I decided to track the momentum. I definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to do it, but you took it from me.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
was
all
like,
you.
why? How did you get the momentum and I have the momentum? And then I realized I never do the momentum. You do the momentum.
So we gained a momentum, I believe you called out?
Yeah, you should be at 1.
We're off to a great start.
There we go.
Yep, you see computer responds. So you have access to all the ship's supplementary power, but the test only started with allowing 1% of that power to go to the scanner. You've lowered one of the gates that allows now up to 10% of the ship's power to go into the scanner.
All right, power should be adjusted now to the parameters required. Ready for further adjustments on your order, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Engineman. The results changing at all on your end, Doctor?
He says, not by any meaningful degree. Let me run a quick diagnostic. He goes to start tapping at some things, and then Delphina, you see Power Gate 2 is now lowered.
Power gate T is now lowered. Was that you, Doctor?
Not T2. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Power Gate T. I was trying to clarify Power Gate 2
Yes.
so that people didn't get confused. He kind of he doesn't seem to hear or acknowledge. He just kind of gives you a yes, yes.
I'm
But
gonna quickly check where that authorization came from because I was like, Just to safe, just to be safe. I don't want random shit happening on my ship's power gates.
Give me insight engineering difficulty 5.
Oh my god.
Want me to take that up?
Yeah, just we'll direct her to do it instead, which means I can help, right? Exos can direct, right?
Or at least assist. Nothing else.
I mean, yeah, you can assist. Directs are normally a combat specific, like
Oh, okay.
a action time specific thing, but you can assist
Okay.
generally.
Although,
I'm
for what it's worth, now directs are not limited to any role, but just whoever is in command of a team during a combat scenario.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
spending that 1 momentum and throwing you 5 threat, because it's a very high difficulty. Because I'm working with a team of people trying to figure out what's going on, team dynamics. Or mainly me and the lieutenant, because the third team member is not participating.
Yeah, no, the lieutenant has seemed to rely heavily on you here because of their lack of engineering knowledge. So I don't think I think you're putting in, 80% of the effort here. So I don't think team dynamics would work. But you are allowed to use EPS again.
Oh. There's going to be a computer system check. Not relevant to this roll. None of them rolled 4 or lower.
That is.
You have assist by Inverni and the ship's computer's engineering. That's not a
I was going to
application.
make an argument for the assist to be insight command instead of engineering.
Um,
Because it is, we're looking for authorization from it. So if they're looking at the engineering side, it's who what codes or permissions are running.
I'll take. Well, I'll take insight science because
Okay.
you're jumping ahead to assume that authorization was given. So you're like, this is you reading the results, and one of those results may be that the order came from somewhere, but it could not be. So engineering or science would be more appropriate.
Okay. It was also more seeing if some authorization box got ticked but shouldn't have because a system failed. But that still makes sense. I'll use science. Command and science are the same. Yeah, I don't think I
mean,
can get enough to get it.
You
but...
the even first episode NPCs or supporting characters get determination. Only one though, and you have 2 directives.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I mean, they always have. It's just they don't have any values to spend it towards
right.
until they, yeah.
Probably, I imagine it's spending towards the second directive because this seems like a safety issue. If there's weird things
I'll
happening
take
that we're
that.
not doing.
Yeah. Like we got
1,
the
2,
engine
3,
in here specifically to
4.
make sure it was staged.
I think you're still 1 short.
And my ability is only with momentum to give a determination back, I believe.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, you would have to do your human, get a determination, be everybody's Santa Claus, and give momentum thing.
I'd have to burn a value to get a determination to do that.
We could request assistance from the bridge. The captain would be the one, or the ops officer might be able to look into the system because we're almost there. I just don't know what's wrong. I don't know why this is showing up.
I almost jumped in the captain. The captain does have engineering 4, so.
Engineman, in half the time it took for Power Gate 2 to collapse, Power Gate 3 has collapsed.
We're having a runaway power gate issue. Sorry, I cut you off.
Nope, nope. You called it.
Recommend we alert the bridge because I don't know what's causing this, sir.
Agreed. See if you can slow it down, if not shut it down.
Hi, Lieutenant.
And Vernie to the bridge.
Captain here. How's the experiment coming?
And hold on, as you say that, Delphina, you can give me control engineering difficulty 0 to hit the power cutoff.
EPS systems, I presume.
Yes.
I'm not buying dice because it would give you a threat. It's a 0 task.
Only complications.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. There's the.
Assisted by the ship's computers engineering.
Boop.
That looks like 4 successes.
Boop.
You initiate shutdown as the XO starts talking to the captain, and as soon as you see the blinking light for automatic shut off engaged, so now main power should be distributed back to the reactors. There should be, even if all of the power gates are disabled, there'd still be no power coming into the system. But in an instant, just long enough for you to see the problem happening, all of the power gates go down in sequence. And then nothing.
Okay, that was a little too close.
Oh, by nothing, I mean you experience nothing.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's one of
And
those, like, I imagine it's like, it's a good thing we shut off the power when we did, otherwise it would have just...
Oh, no, okay. Further clarification. I
Please.
mean, everything goes black.
Everything turns off.
You turn off.
So sort of the Inverny to the bridge and then power off.
I'll take
Yeah.
I'll take that momentum back as we shift scenes.
Doot, 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 doot.
It's about time I had an
Damn,
unlucky
okay.
character.
It's true. Karma needs to come for you. Like,
After the last couple campaigns,
Ah.
we've had it too good for too long.
Oh, they're all dead.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to rub some of the bad luck back off on you at some point, Grinnin. Not right now, given I'm in your mid bay, but later.
see, you said that now.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Ah.
Remember, it's not a threat, it's a promise.
You're supposed to spite him and have bad luck now.
Oh, we get along so well.
Oh, the whole crew's gathering. Oh, no.
Yeah,
People
we're
are going to
gathered
bed.
here today in memory of.
Oh,
Oh
they're dead.
no.
I didn't like those characters anyway.
Yeah, I mean, one was Italian, like.
Especially that one.
Yeah.
As we go to the next scene,
Boop.
Doctor, you meet the captain out in the hallway. As the captain asks you for a status report, and the chiefs that are with her are in full EVA gear. You can see plasma scorching on Chief Griffin's suit. from firefighting. Down the hall, you can see Revere reorganizing the remaining engineering and security people. Looks like the last attempt he planned at fighting the fighting the various problems in main engineering was repulsed. So you expect him to attempt again, and that probably means casualties. So give me insight medicine difficulty 0, and earned momentum or momentum from the table can be spent to ask about the status of various patients so you can report to the captain. And
This is me.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is me.
Yes.
Yep, this is you.
Okay, cool. I'm going to spend a momentum just because it gives me the reroll.
Okay.
Emergency medicine.
Yes.
Cool. I'm just double checking my everything. This is a medicine task to identify and diagnose the nature of a medical problem.
Yes.
Cool. Then I will get a free question.
Yep.
On
this is you thinking about information you were looking into while you were in the med bay, so you get the advantage of the med bay as well. But I think the med bay helps with actually performing medical tasks.
Yeah, I think that
it's actually performing procedures. Yeah.
So if not, that's fine. But
so I think you gain 4 momentum. You
wait,
have
did you say it was insight or reason?
insight.
Okay, it doesn't matter either way.
I forget what the roll power for doctors is.
Being a doctor. See, some officers and crewmen would put it on their sheet. They wouldn't have to look it up.
I should put it on my sheet because it's.
Yes, you should.
I mean, I put my security one on there. I forgot in firefights in previous episodes that I get bonus momentum when I hit things. Or no, I don't get bonus momentum. I get to spend a momentum to make people have a harder time hitting me, which would have helped with Mr. Tuskman. So, the big beastie in the first episode, second episode. So rar. I'm not bitter.
Now, on the bright side, I didn't badly affect the limited crew support from before because I used my arc from earlier to get supervisor and increase our crew support by 1.
Ooh, nice.
That crew support, however, is now laying here.
He would have needed assistance for it to fire. Otherwise, all his medical stuff is cheaper. He has the medical equivalent of what I do.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
But the other half is, if he's assisted, he gets a bonus momentum on top of what he already has. Which, that's cool. I like that. I like that second part. Because free stuff is nice, but
yeah, I don't have the info for my roll off the top of my head.
Yep.
You reduce the opportunity cost of medical equipment by 1. So most medical equipment is free for you.
Okay.
But that wouldn't have been relevant here.
Yeah.
So you have one free question to ask about the status of any of the patients, and enough momentum on the table for another 6 questions.
Okay. I assume that there's like a baseline of information I'm about to receive, though.
That the baseline is that you have was that the visiting doctor came to you burned with burns, contusions, lacerations, and significant radiation exposure of several different types of exotic radiation.
Oh, wonderful.
And he came dragging Lieutenant Inverni and Injamin Delfina, who had similar exposure and injuries.
Oh, he came like he was conscious?
He dragged them here up the ladders.
Up the ladder. Wait, whoa. I think I know what my first question is. How did he how was he able to do that with those kinds of injuries? Oh no, that's not spending a momentum to ask a question. That's my free question. Like do I have any inkling about like was this just an instance of
I'll tell you that for free because it's not really related to the task in general. This is an example of
adrenaline?
someone with an incredible amount of adrenaline. He seriously damaged his body doing this, right? He has
Okay.
a fracture that you can only assume a lower leg fracture you can only assume came from trying to lift one of these people up a ladder. Right. He made his injuries worse, but but you could assume that it was adrenaline that allowed that.
Okay. So in that case, would a good question then be, so it's safe to say that he is in far worse shape than the other two?
I'd say, all of them are, let's say 90% screwed. He's 95% screwed. Because the injuries he received, pushing his body, were nothing compared to being irradiated with, a dose of tetrion radiation, a dose of chronoton radiation, a gamma burst. Right, he has tissues that are failing because the DNA's been had a bunch of holes knocked in it by gamma rays, and sitting next to other tissues that are 10 or 15 years younger by according to your scans, right? Sitting next to tissues that have just like decayed away completely, faster than even normal radiation exposure could do. Because there's like, you've counted at least 4 different types of exotic radiation aside from normal nuclear radiation like gamma and alpha particles.
Okay. So I've detected all these various types of radiation signatures. I'd like to spend another momentum and ask, do I have any inkling as to which of those radiation signatures is like which of those radiation types is causing the most damage? Is
Immediate damage, the tetrion radiation. It's outright dissolving tissues, whereas the other forms of radiation are causing potential long-term damage. Like, he won't experience the worst of most of the types of radiation for another few days, as his cells fail to replicate correctly.
okay.
But the tetrion stuff, it's doing instant damage right now.
All right. In that case, we need to put together um a flushing regimen to flush the Tetrion radiation out of their systems. That is the first order of business. Uh, if that involves putting together a chemical cocktail to do that, that is something we can do. Something that particularly heavy ionic compound to counteract the radioactive effects and act as a neutralizing agent. We can tailor it to the Tetrion radiation.
Any additional questions?
Do any of you guys have any questions? Because currently the doctor is working on a clock.
Many,
will-
but can't be answered by you.
I will point out that information was only relevant to the 3 people in sick bay. There are 4 additional injured people who were on this deck when they were injured.
Oh.
My question will be: Is there any hint or clue as to what went wrong here in their injuries? Like, because they have this, we can deduce this kind of thing.
That's a separate role.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's not related, that's fine. It's what I thought of.
It's related, but it's a separate role.
The thing I'd be worried about is how much time do they have? Like, are they
Yeah.
are they gonna die within the next 5 minutes, day, or are they just walking dead? There's no amount of saving them. The radiation has already killed them. They're just waiting to die.
That's morbid.
Yeah,
That's
I will
radiation.
send that question.
That's true.
Radiation for you.
So do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable question to ask.
If they had spent even 45 more seconds inside the irradiated area, it would be lethal beyond your ability as a physician to help. Because they were dragged out so quickly by the doctor, you have
I have a chance.
Yeah, you rate their survival at approximately 10%. Only 7% for the doctor, but 10% for the other 2.
You know that figure. Now the question is, do you tell everyone else that you only rate their survival that high?
No comment.
Okay.
Well,
So the captain asks you what the status of them are, and you say no comment.
Oh no. Oh, okay. I did not realize that was a question in character.
Well, yeah,
All right.
but say yeah. So the captain. This is you responding to the captain's questions, but I want to let you finish getting all the information before you actually roleplay that out.
Right. I don't think I have any immediate questions. Again, I put it to you guys if you guys have any specific inquiries that you think are relevant.
that was a big one.
I
I
guess
was
this
worried.
question. I don't know if this is related enough to ask with it, but I guess like, is the radiation currently contained, or
No,
are we worrying about
that
it?
is a separate question. That is a separate task.
Well, actually, I
Alright.
suppose the question that actually about containment is: are those 3 people radioactive? Is it not safe to be in that room? Like, do you need an Eva suit to be even around these people?
I'll take that.
Yeah, I will ask that question. That is a really good question.
Because that's the dangerous about highly radiated people. They stay radioactive for a while. Sometimes.
with the use of medications and basic protective equipment, doctor, you would rate the chance of any measurable negative outcome on your health or lifespan to be minuscule. There are good medications to help absorb the radiation and help prevent cell damage, and you know, beyond just wearing your normal uniform, right? There is protective equipment, not as encapsulated as a EVA suit, right? It doesn't have it's not like a suit with an extra breathing apparatus or anything, but it is enough to cover you and prevent any impact, which is what I'm assuming you're wearing now.
Yes. Okay, in which case that means that not putting on any kind of special protective equipment, there is no time for that.
Here. Thank you.
I think those are all the questions I had.
Okay, and that still leaves 3 momentum on the board, which I think is important.
This is the last free reminder. There are another 4 injured people you don't know anything about because you have not asked questions related to them.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
he though?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I said it was related to all 7 of the people. He
Oh,
just
okay.
kind of narrowed in on the people in sickbay, but you don't have enough beds in sickbay to accommodate everybody.
Okay.
So there are 4
is
more
there-
injured people.
Is there anyone else in the Is there anyone else among the remainder who seem to be critically injured?
I'll take that. All 4 of them could survive without. If you can get to perform medical procedures on them within the next 4 hours, then Triox compound will keep them from any lasting damage until you get to them. Triox compound could keep them from death for another 24 hours, but after 4 hours, they're going to start suffering permanent injuries even if you do get to them.
Okay. I mean, that's not great, but it means I can at least focus on the 3 people who are like minutes from dying right in front of me.
Okay, if you have no other questions, then we go back to you as the captain, flanked by the security chief and the ops chief, walk up to you.
Doctor, what is the status of my first officer?
The prognosis is not good. They have taken on a large amount of various radiation types, a veritable cocktail, if you will. I must work quickly if I am to overcome the damage. The most dangerous is high levels of tetrion radiation. I must quickly prepare a chemical cleanse in order to purge their systems if I'm to even have a hope of having them see the end of the hour.
Upon hearing this, she's going to nod her head and say, I'll let you get to it then and leave you alone. Because you just told her they're about to die, so she doesn't want to pester you with more questions. I will leave you to it then, and I guess I will have us shuffle away.
Perhaps, Captain, we may wish to consult with Corman Conway to see how the rest of our injured are if the doctor is so occupied. We have, what was it? All told, 7 down right now?
Yes. Truly, truly a shame, however it was caused. And sure, we can enter Corman Conway in what room is this again?
This is NCO quarters.
Oh,
It's
okay.
bed
So
space.
it's
So.
colonized.
These
Okay.
people's normal quarters are sealed off. And
Mhm.
I will give you, and you can be assisted by the two chiefs, an insight command or engineering difficulty 0 for the same kind of establishing information.
Okay. Um, Insight engineering difficulty 0. I'll take a crack at it. A focus in structural engineering.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't think that would apply, but I'll take it. I don't think any of that stuff is going to be relevant. But I'll take a momentum and 2 threat.
All right.
Do.
The only like possible focus I think I might have here is survival, but I don't think that's relevant. I've still got an 11, so like I'll roll an assist.
Yeah, I gave it a shot too, because why not, right?
All right. 5 successes. You gain 5 momentum. And you
Okay.
can ask questions related to the state of the ship. The free information is going to be you were talking to Lieutenant Inverney. There was an explosion. The ship shook. You got reports from main engineering of fires, radiation, and chemical irritants, and that the chief engineer was organizing everybody he could to fight that problem. You were alerted and then ran out and saw several crew members dragging themselves out of main crew quarters, where you and the chief and the corpsman helped drag them into NCO quarters, all having intense caustic burns around the mouth and nasal passage.
Jeez. Okay.
And you could feel the caustic gas burning like the inside of your mouth, and so y'all have had crew quarters shut off and completely sealed, and then that's why y'all are in suits, right?
Okay. Okay. So what's the status of damage control efforts at this time?
I'll take that. The chief engineer has every able-bodied person except for the 3 of you and the medics, and the chief of the boat, who you've left to manage the bridge entirely by himself, because that's all the people you have available. The chief
like half the crew.
Yeah, because the chief engineer has reported so far they're not able to get the situation in engineering under the control, but he is doing everything he can to fix and bring main engineering under control.
Okay.
That is the damage control, because you effectively have enough people for one damage control team. Unless you count yourself and the 2 chiefs, then I guess that's 2 engineering two teams.
Okay. Um. Understood. Second question. How long does the ship have before this is unrepairable?
You have three. You have six intervals
Okay.
until it's not until the ship becomes unrepairable. The radiation sensors on your suit are telling you that the ship's going to become unlivable without an EVA suit for probably the next 10,000 years.
If this radiation spill does not get under control.
If the radiation problem doesn't get under control.
Okay. Okay. This might not apply, but any obvious solutions come to my mind. If you don't take that, you don't take that, but I have to ask.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Your suit seems to indicate that the highest source of radiation was directly below you while you were on the bridge. It seems to be behind and below you now.
Okay, so the highest. Oh wait, hold on. Let me try to game this out on the map. Okay. Zoom way out. Okay, so the deck. Okay, so the bridge is here. So what does this gray space represent then? Just like hull innards.
The ship's sloping hull.
Okay.
Yeah, like out towards here, right? This gray area is like, I don't know, an inch thick, right?
Right.
Back over
Okay.
here, it's like 10 feet thick.
Okay, and there might be some sensors and other mechanical stuff.
There is some, but not enough. Like the actual sensing part of the sensors, yes, would be in there, but everything else is on the map.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was anything like a deflector shield or anything important in that spot. Okay, well that narrows it down.
Yes, the deflector is there. Let me you'll get a better view of this if I do this. The deflector is where the deflector is.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, that's a very interesting revelation. Okay, so we've asked about damage control. We've asked about how much time we have. We've asked about that's a clue towards a solution. I'll throw it to the floor. Does anyone have any other ideas for questions?
Damage control wise, no.
Okay.
Neither do I.
Not really.
Okay, I got one. Do I have any assumptions about how this might have happened?
The only thing unusual today was the test of the new equipment. That's the only variable.
Okay. And that would vaguely line up with it being in the what do you call the front of a ship? The
bow.
Not
the science lab was not directly below you in a straight line, but it was below you when you were on the bridge.
Well, I'm just saying it would appear to have emanated from this chunk of the ship.
Yes.
Okay. Then okay. In that case, okay. One last question: do we have any sensor logs of the ship's like internal sensors as we were? I presume we were recording these experiments. Like, do we have any data about what that involved?
Computer records or sensor might be a good thing to touch on.
Yeah. And actually, you did ask a second question that I took there, so this is the last one that you have momentum for.
Okay.
Yeah. You might be able to get access to those records on the bridge, the main computer cores here, or from the lab itself. If Inverni was working off of a tape, maybe the information may not be saved to main computer yet. So the only
Mhm.
guaranteed place that information is going to be is the lab. But
Mhm.
Invariant is a responsible officer. There's a good chance it could be on the main computer core as well.
Okay, and the main computer core can be accessed from the bridge.
Yes, from the
Okay.
science station. Or it's also right here.
Oh, in
I
that
thought
case,
that was
then
the
yes.
mess hall. I thought main computer was back
Oh
here.
no, sorry. No, this is the mess hall over here. I meant to represent that with tables and chairs and stuff.
Oh, that's
I
mess
see
hall.
that.
That's this computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the main computer core. These are like a server rack or something.
And then what's this?
And what's what? Down
That's,
here?
yeah.
Oh, this is main engineering. I didn't really have a good image of a warp core, so
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
got it. Yeah. No, I think you did an excellent job with this. I think it's cool. Okay. I am. Yes, and I'm going to say we're going to the main computer core to try to find any records about how this happened. We won't be able to figure out. We won't be able to figure out a direct solution until we know what's causing this.
Hold on. All right, Tana, y'all are out of momentum.
We are.
There was a question. Yeah, there was a question asked that may have seemed like it was a follow up, but it was a separate spend.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is only a miner to move there. So is that where the three of you are moving?
I might suggest, Captain, that someone inform Starfleet Command that we're in distress, because whether or not we fix this currently, we are, if we're lucky, someone's nearby, but at the very least, if this goes sideways, we're all far worse than it already has. Someone should know that we're in trouble. Because right now we're at a we're at subpar crew complement.
Yes. You are free to be self-directed in your solve this problem. One cannot micromanage all of disaster relief efforts, and I believe that would be a proper thing to do at this time. We do not all need to scan computer documents.
All right. So Chief of Security is running to the comm station.
Yeah, that was me trying to free anything you guys think is a good thing to do. I'm fine with you doing. So I assume we all have different actions we can take care of.
All right. Where is the Chief Operations Specialist going?
Good question. I don't know, actually.
From everything you talked about with the captain, I'll give you an insight. Sorry, let me look at. Insight engineering or insight command. Either you might remember something from your damage control courses, or you remember something from one of the long list of exercises you had to go through of, right, the USS such and such was lost because
Right.
the damage control team didn't do this thing, so right now we're going to learn about this thing.
Cool. I mean, they're the same sport, but I'll take command, I guess.
Yeah, the difference is engineering is going to tell you recognize the engineering problem that you need to look into. Command is like, there's a situation that was similar to this one, and these were the problems.
Yeah, engineering sounds more direct then, so I guess we'll go with that. Don't believe I have a focus here.
Survival.
Survival, okay. What's the difficulty?
0. This is to
Alright.
get information. No, I'm gonna make it 2 because I'm gonna answer several of your questions outright. So,
Cool.
difficulty 2.
I will give you a threat then for a third die. Not super confident in weakness with an 11. We'll see. All right then.
Gain a momentum. The thing that your suit says, the captain mentioned, the doctors mentioned, the thing that is going to decide whether the ship is lost or not is not whether the fire in main engineering gets under control, not whether the caustic gas leak in crew quarters is resolved. It's not trying to save some of your fellow crew members who could be a help putting the ship back together. You don't have time for any of those problems. You realize after talking with everybody and hearing what everybody had to say, whatever anyone else learns, the action has to be taken in the science lab. You don't know what needs to be done down there, but the captain seems to think, and your suit seems to show that that's the source of the radiation. You also know, right, the captain might get the answer to the problem, but you don't think the captain's going to have time to get the answer to the problem in the computer core and actually get to science lab. But you also know what the doctor said about the other 3. Even with your EVA suit, the types of injuries the doctor was describing means that not only do you think whatever happens has to happen in the science lab, but it's probably going to kill you. Or at least whoever goes down there.
Damn. Okay.
Well, that's a defeatist attitude.
I mean, maybe Dr. Tweer is a once-in-a-generation doctor. Who knows? But I mean, the main answer to your question is that of the places remaining that no one has gone, the science lab is definitely going to be part of the solution.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing to consider here is even if your wounds are survivable, the doctor already has several desperate long shot cases he has to deal with, and we can't even wait for them to recover until we go in there, which means, I don't know, anyone who goes in there is going to be 4th or 5th on the triage list for him.
Exactly. I have 2 questions that are somewhat related then.
Okay.
Would either a personal force field or a preventative injection of something help with my survivability chances?
The personal force field would take it to nearly guaranteed death to unlikely to suffer any adverse consequences.
Cool. I'm gonna go and raid the armory then.
But it's likely to pop within seconds of being in there. So it's like it'll help you long enough to do something, but it's not going to allow you to stay for hours down there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's almost certainly going to fail after 30 to 45 seconds.
Then I have to get in and get out.
All right, then, because you have no momentum, your first task is going to be going to the armory and rolling to actually get the security equipment.
Yep. And Eritana's busy. All right.
All right.
Let's see. Roll
Actually, first we're going to go back to the doctor. Doctor, to save the crew in general, you're looking at a extended task. You have right now you have 3 intervals before the entire ship becomes too irradiated, and you have to get in an EVA suit. If you have to get into an EVA suit, your medical ability to help it becomes practically impossible. Medicine in an EVA suit is like one of the nightmare scenarios of a Federation doctor.
Yep. Awesome. I love this. So am I having to make a separate roll for each person?
No, it's gonna work like an extended task
Oh.
to cover all of them. So difficulty 5, you have 3 attempts unless you are have enough momentum to buy down the intervals.
Okay.
No resistance.
Not like it would
Uh,
matter.
Well, it would definitely make it worse if it was there.
I ignore resistance, remember?
Oh, okay. You if you can think of medical equipment that's going to probably make or break you here.
Yeah. Oh God, give me a second. I'm gonna go grab my book.
Wouldn't you know? The book helps play the game.
Talking.
Yeah, I would be insanely impressed with someone if they told me they had memorized the name of every fake, vaguely medicine-sounding thing in that book.
Yeah.
We call them Trekkies.
Does anyone remember what page all the medical stuff is on?
It's on the medical drug page.
It starts on 245, but they're all kind of mixed in together.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
sure.
of first edition's medical book.
Oh no. I'm talking about the second edition.
Yeah, second edition. You're looking at starting on page 245.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, best I can tell, the most important thing I have to do is take care of the. I'm just trying to see if there's anything.
So the thing you don't normally have is the emergency surgical kit.
Opportunity 1, but I am the.
But you're in the med bay, so it's free here.
Or well, I'm a.
CMO.
Yes, because I'm the CMO. Actually, is really the.
Does it give you? Does the CMO call out that you get an emergency surgical kit?
You reduce the opportunity cost of medical equipment and medical teams by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Yeah, so
normally,
that's the exact same thing I was mentioning. Yes.
Normally it costs 1, but because I'm the CMO, it costs 0.
It costs 0 for you anywhere on the ship, probably. It's like, well, I know where all of them are. As opposed to us, where we'd have to go to medbay to make it free.
Oh, I think maybe there's 2 different things here. That's the CMO ability. What was it? Oh, the med bay. Sorry, the med bay doesn't do that. I was getting the CMO and the med bay ability mixed up. The med bay is going to reduce this diff down to 4.
Okay. I was gonna say,
And the surgical kit
sure the med bay did something different.
The surgical kit could either decrease the difficulty, or it could increase your the amount of success, the amount you do on the work track. Right now, you do 5 on the work track. I would allow an emergency surgery kit to do 6 on the work track because this is the most important piece of equipment here.
Yeah. What is the Hang on. What is the? Is the work track in the scene guide?
It's in the scene guide.
Save the crew. Here it is. Progress track 12.
So right now you're down to difficulty 4, and you can either apply the emergency medical kit to the progress or the difficulty.
I think I want to try and apply this to the progress, honestly. Um,
Any other equipment?
not that I can immediately think of. I part of the med kit, hypo spray, part of the med kit, emergency surgical kit. I mean, there's really only the only other piece of medical equipment I can get is the monitoring device. Um, yeah, that's really the only other thing, and I don't know how the monitoring device would improve things.
GM, would you accept entries from the first edition medical book?
Yes.
Okay, give me a sec. I do have it. I just have to quickly open the PDF because I do have the PDF on hand. Command Sciences Division. Thank you much. Uh, medical equipment. Um,
And I'm just considering medical equipment here. I'm assuming because you get a hypo spray, you
uh-huh.
are using the correct medications.
Yes, I think the question then I have is what am I doing? Like what is the actual act I am
Uh,
taking here?
you mentioned one of it, right? You need to um, flush their system, replacing a lot of tissues or fluids that are irradiated would help. But they also had, apart from the radiation, they had burns, cuts, and bruising that were also severe enough to be life-threatening if not tended to.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to need to, pump them with hyronolin, some dermaline, a little triox compound, um, but that's just minor stuff. Okay, hang on. I might have something. Oh, are pressor fields a thing in this era? I don't think so.
Looking over it, I think the thing that from first edition, the only thing that really is relevant to you is the bone regenerator.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that and I'm taking that as I'm not taking it as its written ability in first edition, just that it is a one opportunity cost piece of equipment that's relevant to you, which I'll reduce the difficulty down to 3.
Okay, yeah, because I do have to do that with the guy that has a bunch of
But all
broken
of them
bones.
have broken bones. He's just
Oh,
he has bones.
that are even more so.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, then yeah, cool. Bone
Like he
regenerate.
has you can tell he attempted to walk on fractured legs. Like
Oh, yeah.
you can't tell that about them because they
Yup.
didn't.
Youch. In which case I shall And there is no momentum on the board, guys. Awesome. Okay. So I'm gonna reduce the difficulty to 3. How many
Yep.
breakthroughs do I need?
2.
2? Cool.
You get a breakthrough at halfway and a breakthrough at 75%.
Awesome. All right. Oh, and the ship helps too, I assume.
The ship is not capable of helping.
Oh, because of just everything that's going on.
Yes.
Cool.
I
Love
assume
that.
100% of the whatever ship power output we have right now is going to attempting to stabilize the problems we're experiencing.
Nope, that's valid. Uh, someone mind taking on Corman Hunter? I feel like I'm gonna need the help.
Orman Hunter. Oh, I assume he's
Or in
treating the
Conway.
other people.
Conway.
Which is part of this.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Will that be burning player action for someone to take him over?
No, just crew support.
Okay. I think it makes a lot of sense to activate him here.
Like the two problems are medical and engineering. Cool. I'm gonna say take a threat
All right.
for a third die. Because now it's down to diff 3.
Yep. Diff 3. If you succeed, you'll be doing 6 progress.
Yep.
I don't remember. What is rheumatology? Does it apply here?
Joints.
Joints.
Okay, that's
Uh,
arthritis and stuff. Okay, no.
Yeah, no, it's not.
God, one of these days it's gonna come in handy.
It's a very weird thing for a
so fun.
corpsman to know a lot about, right? He is a corpsman that doesn't have like basic emergency medical or triage skills, but has very niche medical knowledge.
He
Well, your
took some
generic
interesting electives at school.
well, your generics are covered within your skill. If you're skill rating 3, you generically know a lot of stuff, but he specializes in rheumatology.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is you'd think Navy corpsmen much more specialized and focused in triage and emergency medicine.
My thinking was
whereas,
like injuries, like repetitive work injuries or like tripping injuries, are usually those twists of like limbs in
Mhm,
certain bad ways. Rheumatology can help with those particular recovery efforts.
And I'm sure
That's why I picked it.
it definitely reads like a corpsman who expects or expected to serve on like a constitution class or something.
Yeah, I'm one of
Uh,
many specialists.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll 3 dice. It's control medicine. Is that right?
I would accept control or daring according to Tuer's medical philosophy.
Don't fly too close to the sun.
Then I feel like that's control.
Just
um are any of these people sedated, and if so, can I argue for anesthesiology?
They can be sedated, but that is not relevant to
Okay,
helping
okay.
them get better.
cool.
Then I'm just rolling flat.
Wow.
That's 5 successes.
Diff 3.
Diff 3. You do 6 progress.
Becomes a breakthrough. You need me to make the next roll, or
Oh, let
Okay.
me.
Breakthrough
Go
has
with-
relevant information.
Yeah.
It changes the scenario, whether for good or bad. Because even when you make a breakthrough, bad things can still happen to us.
Oh boy.
Usually they're good, but the book says it can be either way.
Borg ship gears is just not our day.
Because ultimate goal is to fill up the progress track. The breakthroughs are just, hey, here's a cool thing that happens because you got this far. And that's not always the case. They don't have, that's not a mandatory for all progress bars.
Yeah, you manage to stabilize and largely heal Inverni. I mean, she's got weeks of recovery ahead of her, but she could feasibly be reawoken. Like that's how much you're able of the damage you're able to reverse in a short time.
Mhm.
And Corman Conway is able to give the triox compound and a few other drugs that you have ordered him to administer that are reversing the lung damage and tissue damage the other three of the other 4 crewmen have suffered. He's got 1 patient remaining. You have 2.
Yeah, for the
But you look down. The ship's sensors are fluctuating. You can't get any consistent readings. One reading you can get consistently, though, is from the dosimeter you pulled out of storage. Like you have like a small emergency dosimeter for radiation emergencies.
and I mean I just have I also have just a tricorder on hand.
You could use a tricorder. I assumed the tricorder you're using for your actual like medical work, while this is like a small handheld, normally used for away missions meter. That way you don't have to be having your tricorder specifically looking into things that aren't medically related, right? Because you have an emergency medical situation. I don't know how helpful it is for your tricorder to be telling you the situation of the ship.
Yeah.
But either way, the automatic alert on it is telling you that the ambient radiation levels are exceeding Starfleet limits, as the trouble track for the ship has gone up by 1.
Huh?
Right. Chief Aratana. You would have had to use your minor to get to where you are.
Mhm.
And you have your major action.
I'd like to spend a momentum for the opportunity of grabbing a communications earpiece. So it helps with, from the second ed book, it helps reduce complications that might pop up while I'm trying to do comm stuff. Also gives me general hooked into the ship's communication systems a bit more so I can kind of monitor what's going on.
Considering we don't have a ship's communication officer, I assume we probably just have one like sitting in a holster by the console. Narratively, anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that.
And my intention is to boop, send out a general distress call. And also monitoring if anyone happens to be calling us back over the channel going, we hear you. It's like, oh, hello. But actually making sure it casts as far and wide as possible.
Presence, security. You can set the difficulty as the question is, how much attention and effort is Artana going to focus on getting help that might be life-saving, but certainly won't be here in minutes?
I'm not sure how to gauge that because it's a general distress call. It's whoever's closest. I don't care who it is. I just care that if you hear me, call me and I'll bring you here.
The ship, you've lost a lot of access to supplementary power, so you're going to have to scrounge and scramble to get enough power to broadcast the message, which means you expect that people even close to you may only hear a partial version of this message. So you need to be clear. You need to restate things, right? You need it repeating. You have to anticipate a lot of situations that are going to come from my communications array is probably only going to transmit this message clearly for like 100,000 kilometers, and then anyone who's like a light year away is going to get a sentence of this maybe. And I need to
So
make
are
sure.
you stating that this is a hopeless thing to do? Because that seems like a waste of my time. Because if no one's gonna hear me beyond a light year, this is, you know.
You are okay. The reason I wouldn't say that it's hopeless is that the ship is on a major shipping lane right now. Y'all weren't on any particular mission. Right. This test didn't need to happen anywhere specific, so it can happen while y'all were in transit. So there could be a ship that is there is likely to be a ship that will come, but you need to know which direction to send it in.
I think then
And
instead, so I'm not handcuffing myself to the comms console. I think I'll instead head to the torpedo room and I'll program a probe with the message to just launch out, and it can just broadcast and scream, and that's all it's doing is repeating the message over and over. Because I'm anticipating the comm system. By the sound of it, sounds like the comm system is unreliable, so I can't trust the ship to actually yell distress long enough for someone to hear us.
I will clarify. The comms console is not experiencing problems. The ship does not have enough power to broadcast a message as normal. A probe would solve that problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to give the impression though that a probe could not be launched from here.
Okay, good. I didn't know how ramshackle our ship turned suddenly, so I was like, I don't know if I trust anything.
Manual control would reduce the difficulty, but it would also give you less options for sending a clear message, right? So I would say there are downsides to being in either place, so that it kind of washes out.
I will go down to control just because I don't want the probe to fail. Like, if it's unclear, then it's unclear, but that's why I pre-wrote my message going like, here's a message that we'll just repeat ad nauseum. If they want to know more, come to where we are and you can ask us questions.
And also,
So-
a garbled distress call, even if you only get a sentence or two, is probably pretty clear of something is wrong, please help. Like, any one sentence of it should give that impression. But if the probe just doesn't work, then yeah.
Yeah.
I will actually take a little bit of inspiration from you here. As you run in, I'm going to have a reveal.
Hmm.
The torpedo lift is jammed. So instead of being a presence roll, this has to be fitness. The most difficult part of this process is no longer transmission. The difficult part is I actually have to physically um,
Like,
uh,
manually lift the damn thing.
I have to pull this torpedo out of the tube so that I can get the probe put in. Still a security task because ship's distress, I think, does still fall under security. So fitness security, difficulty 3 because of the jammed torpedo.
Now I'm gonna cycle back here. Oops, I was looking at that would have helped me. I am going to try. Whoops, I opened the wrong thing.
Vulcan will make this back down to diff 2.
Oh, because I'm strong.
Regardless of your fitness score, you are just naturally strong enough to attempt this in a way that a human would struggle with.
I am going to try to call back to something. I'm just making sure because I realize I'm not calling to my milestones. I should be trying to as much as possible. But okay, good. So what I'd like to try to do is spend toward the a determination toward the frontier doesn't suffer fools. Like, stuff breaks all the damn time, and you just need to know basic. Yes, there's a drill, there's a book on this topic on what to do if this happens, but who does that? It's like, no, I do. I do every stinking boring thing that's in the manual because who knows what's gonna break. Normally, you wouldn't think that would happen on a Starfleet vessel, but hey, I'm the one who's prepared for that sort of stuff because I'm that guy. I'm used to dealing with stuff that's far more fragile than a Starfleet serving ship.
Yeah, you come from a place where if you allow it to deteriorate and break, it could be 5 years before the opportunity to get a replacement comes, sailing, warping by your particular colony. So you can't afford to not take care of things.
I'll also call back to the episode "A World Without War," the episode where I basically dealt with the catastrophic decompression and basically feats of strength in the midst of a ship disaster.
Yes, I'll allow that. Which means, after completing this task, you will get a point of determination, and when the episode is over, you will gain a milestone.
Milestone. I'm gonna mark that now.
Unless that was already a callback.
Oh God, I wish. No,
Okay.
I've used that same one before, but in a different way. So I was like, oh. So far I'm hitting it, but let's slam dunk it a bit. Could I use the focus of survive? I was thinking the wrong thing entirely. Sorry. Shipboard tactical weapons or athletics.
Yes.
So difficulty it was 2 because of my Vulcanness.
It was 3. Vulcan down to 2. Determination means that setting aside your first die is gonna complete this. So your
Oh.
second die right now is for momentum.
Okay. I'll momentum shop a bit because my fitness and securities were ridiculous. So I'll spend 1 momentum to buy a die. Bam. Hey.
You gain 4 momentum as you wrap your arms around the torpedo and lift and yank the torpedo out of the lift. Lean down in the lift and fix a stuck joint, and then you load a probe from storage. Program it with your message and fire. Given enough time, this message is going to reach all the way back to Earth now. But it is a waiting game. You have done all that you could possibly to get the message out.
Yeah, that way if we have to abandon ship, we still have hope of someone hearing us being in trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, it will take a long time for someone to hear us, probably, but I'd rather that timer start now than in an hour.
And I'll take out that last line because I can't provide updates to a probe really, so I'll just put it to that.
You are getting a ping back from the probe.
Well, that was darn quick. I adjust my on my suit. I adjust the communication link in I have.
The probe. Did you set the probe to basically hover above the ship, or is it headed somewhere?
I would have told it to move a little bit of distance, like outside of warp core breach range. Like, don't be in the same zone as us. Move a little bit away from us, and then start broadcasting like crazy.
So, more than 1,000 kilometers.
But you did point out that our systems are low power. I'll keep it as close as I think our compromised systems could catch it, but not like I don't want it to be like right on top of us. But at the same time, I don't want it too far because I want us to be able to hear it. Like within range of my com unit would probably be, or my Eva suit, rather than the ship.
Okay, then it is transmitting back to you entirely nonsensical data. I need insight science difficulty 2.
What the hell is this thing doing to me?
And I will say your action took your 2 intervals. You could spend to reduce the interval.
I would like to.
Which would reduce this from basically a swift task to a normal action. Essentially, if you, I'm going to let you do this anyways, but if you reduce the interval, I won't increase the diff on you.
Certainly, would it cost me 2 for that? I forget.
I don't.
It's just 1 to reduce the interval.
I don't know what it is in second.
I don't know. It's not listed in the GM part of extended tasks. So it's probably listed in the player part of extended tasks, and I don't remember where that is.
I think 270. That's where I'm at currently. That's something else, I think.
Oh, time pressure's on.
Varied intervals. Oh, 269. Doi.
Two momentum per interval reduced down to a minimum of 1. Okay. Yeah, because you succeeded, you can spend 2 to reduce the interval from 2 to 1.
Good.
Which basically means this doesn't have to be a swift task.
Good news.
How I treat this.
Unfortunately, the little calm thing in my ear doesn't mean it reduces complications, but not difficulty. That's not what it's for. So focuses don't really apply, I don't think. Survival's the only thing, but that doesn't make sense in my head.
You have tactical sensors. I'll let that will work here.
Okay, cool. Diff 3 you said, I'll buy a momentum just because I'm worried that I'll biff this. Insight isn't my greatest stat, neither science. Bang. No. The only way I would get this if I spent my other determination, which I don't think is a good idea because I might go down and I want to be able to get back up. Am I safe in assuming the ship can't help currently? Or could it assist me?
I will allow the ship to assist because you are directly at the tactical sensor console. There is no rerouting from here, right? This console connects directly to the actual sensor head.
Right.
So there is some issues you're getting by of like somewhere, between this deck and the next one, there's a cracked relay. So I will allow. I'm going to say that actually, what I should do is spin 2. I'm going to create the trait Damaged Relays 1, which you moving up here has negated, but that's to represent the problem you and the doctor have both faced.
Right.
So that's not going to affect this task. It would have it had you stayed on the bridge and tried to use the tactical sensors.
Ship assist with comm science, I presume?
Communications. It could use science. I would allow security because this is the tactical sensors. So you're interpreting the results a little bit different here.
I'll lean into the science a bit here.
Okay. That will give you a better answer, I will say. But I would allow tactical if that's all you had available.
Where ship go? Oh, you bastard.
That's 2 successes?
Yeah, I needed 3, so that means I should spend determination because I'm 1 away, and it's important because someone could have heard us. Okay, cool. I will like to spend my determination toward. Wonder if I can get away with this. Let's find out. Directive 2 is a reach because the test is already come and gone, so never mind.
No, it's it still applies.
Oh, I'll spend toward the directive
because after talking with the captain, you can be somewhat confident that the test is the only thing that could have caused this, right? That was the only variable that you're aware of. You're not in a dangerous part of space. Tactical didn't show you were attacked by anybody. So
3 on the dot. God, that was close.
The sensors are so confusing that you have to refocus yourself and think about how important it is to keep the test from destroying the ship. And you think the test, you quickly flick over to main computer, pull up the not you don't get the output or the results of the tests. That's in different files, but you do have easy access to the test proposal that's in your own logs, because right, you had to before the test could be approved, right, Starfleet sent out a message that was like, the United Earth Space Probe Agency wants to test the system. We need sign off from the captain, and the captain needs to include approvals from all heads of departments that this would not endanger the ship,
Mm.
right? And so you pull up yours, and in your log specifically that the scan tests are going to be short range, the first one at 1,000 kilometers. And then you look back at the sensor array. The universe does not exist beyond 1,000 meters. There is nothing. The probe doesn't detect anything beyond 1,000 meters. It's working, all systems green. The console, there are no broken relays between you and the sensor head and the information it's receiving from the probe. There is no explanation of faulty equipment. The equipment's working, and it says the universe does not exist beyond 1,000 kilometers.
So good news, no one's listening.
Yeah.
No one's listening in.
Yeah. Good news is no one can hear you. Good news is you have found out something that was unlike. There's probably no chance of finding this out unless you had tried this.
Yeah, I'll report this over our team's comms. Like, I'm not gonna blast everybody because other people are using the comms for different things. Like the EVA suit communications and telling other people in the team, hey, I just learned this. You need to know. I don't know what else that means other than we're in a pocket of space that is disconnected from everything else. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't say how the captain will react because I don't know what the captain's learned yet, but that is deeply concerning.
Then we will go to the captain.
Hi. Yeah, I've entered the computer bay and I am attempting to analyze from what I have gotten from Inverni's or what Inverni might have left of the experiment to try to reverse engineer what went wrong here.
All right. Insight science. Difficulty of 3.
Okay. Difficulty 3, insight science. My science 4.
And you do suffer from the scene trait broken relays. You're actually going to have to put some effort into transferring the information first to the aft ramp computer, then up to the aft emergency escape pod computer, and then back over here, because the direct route between the lab and the main computer, that relay has been severed. So there is a little bit of difficulty as it's might be easy to understand what the data is saying. The problem is the data has to transfer through 5 computers to get here.
Yeah, that's not good. And okay. A focus in diagnostics. I'm good at identifying problems and things when they're not obvious.
Yes.
Okay. Insight science. I do have a focus. None of that's going to be applicable here. 1 momentum and 2 threat. Look at that.
5 successes.
As I'm
Gain 2 momentum.
as I'm hoofing it up and down the ship to try to get all of this data in line so I can attempt to interpret it.
No, you don't have to run around the ship. What I meant to convey was that the ship's computers are still somewhat connected, but the direct connection
Oh, okay.
between this terminal and the science lab is severed. So you have to tell this computer, okay, access the escape pod computer. Okay, escape pod computer. Access science lab computer, right?
Okay, I thought you were saying I was like physically having to pick up data disks and bring them back here. Okay.
No, you have to tell a bunch of computers to talk to each other that aren't normally expected to do that.
Okay.
Can you restate your question for me?
Yes. I want to go over any internal ship sensors and anything written by the 3 people involved on the experiment to see what went wrong here. Because I'm trying to figure out if what went wrong here can be reversed to stop the radiation spill.
The multi-state quantum scan array that was installed, it has a internal set of switches that it uses to normally regulate power input. One of those seems to have failed, and it could no longer tell its own power unit to stop drawing from the ship.
Until it overloaded and exploded?
Yes.
Okay, is it still drawing power from the ship?
Nearly all of the ship's power.
This is still happening.
Yes.
Okay. Second question, how do I get it to stop doing that?
Manual disconnect from this is a momentum.
Okay, that's fine.
Manual disconnect has to take place from the science lab. Someone's going to have to go in there and actually pull a mechanical breaker. There are a whole bunch of ways to handle this normally by the computer, and all of those have been all of those were the problem that this happened in the first place. The only resolution is a manual cutoff.
No, I understand. Okay, that's okay. And I'm sorry, for my reference, what's the piece of machinery that's causing this? Or what's its name?
The thing y'all were here to test, and that is probably the source of the problem, is the multi-state quantum scan array.
Then yeah, she is going to say, she's going to flip open her communicator and send a line to all senior officers who aren't currently doing life-saving medical work that I have identified the problem. The quantum state scanning array, a breaker failed with the regulation of the power being transmitted to it, and it began to absorb all of the ship's power until it overloaded and entered into a meltdown state. Unfortunately, all breakers and safety backups have failed. The only solution remaining is for someone to enter the science lab and manually turn it off.
I'm heading down there now, Captain.
Um,
Um,
1 second.
ahead.
Captain, your so your task was relevant to the saving the ship. So you've done 2 progress because there's 2 resistance. You could spend that 1 momentum, I think, to help with double checking if you can spend 1 towards the resistance or if that's changed.
Oh, I'd have to check.
Re, just, you can do additional progress for 1 impact for 2 momentum, but you don't get piercing. That's
If it doesn't say,
that's like a
then it
talent.
doesn't say.
That's 271 is where they talk about how extended tasks
okay.
work.
Okay, then sorry, you don't have enough momentum. So that is what was done.
I can't do anything else.
You don't have enough momentum to do anything else.
Okay. Would how much threat do you have? Nope. All right, I'm not gonna try to offer you threat for that.
You can spend a momentum to reduce the intervals you took by 1.
Question. If you had more momentum, would that be super impactful? Because I can give 4 momentum.
4 momentum would get this a third of. No, it would get you halfway done. You'd get a breakthrough.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, GM.
Oh, sorry.
Does,
No, it's 2 to 1. It's 2 to 1. Sorry, it would not do that.
how does the extended task correlate with the fact that all someone has to do is go down there and complete a task roll to flip it off? What's the relation between the two? Does that just automatically complete the work track?
No, there are multiple steps to engage the disconnect, and the more they know about what needs to be done, the fewer of those they're going to have to go through to get to the correct one.
Okay.
So right now, your success was giving Griffin exactly like giving her direction on what needed to be done.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify. Okay. Sure. Why don't you spend that momentum to do that? Because the more that you really do here, the less you have to do in a
Well-
radiation infested swamp.
So the thing is, I'd be spending my determination, and I wouldn't be able to use it on any of my task rolls. So
Okay,
it
then,
was the thing. The
don't worry
momentum
about it.
the edge, sure, but if it just like get some of the work track done, I don't think it's worth it.
And yeah, no, we're fine then. Okay, then if you say I'm going down there now, the captain will voice an objection to this. I assume you're going down anyways.
I will actually offer you a determination, and you can accept to change a value or cross out a complication. Because although this might normally be a diff 0 task, I still think it's relevant. Because Soloris gives nothing but the best and expects nothing of the best. According to her value, Soloris would expect Griffin to take this step, right?
Okay, but my only thought about that is that's not Griffin's job. That's the job of an engineering officer. Although, as soon
In
as
in the well, in the we're losing the ship damage control since it's everybody's responsibility. Only under normal operations, right? We have a dangerous situation, but the ship is stable. Could you say it's not someone in particular's responsibility? It's the engineers.
um,
In this situation, everyone is responsible for saving the ship.
we'll accept that. In that case, since Loris will just say, "Do you understand the consequences of your choice, Corman?"
Got demoted.
I'm not losing another ship, Captain.
Haha.
Then the commander will just say, "Very well, then. It was a pleasure to work with you."
So you can gain. I'll since this came up, right? The complication is had you struck out the value, I would have let you make a presence command check here. The complication is that you don't give like an inspiring speech or get at it moment.
Yeah,
Because
you say you're
this is
already
what
dead.
yeah, this is what Griffin's expected to do. You've done everything you could as her captain to help her succeed here. Now she has to do her part.
Yep.
Suggestion. You may want to give that determination to the person who might die.
Yeah.
Could use it,
Oh,
yeah.
is that a thing the
Yeah,
captain can do in this? Okay.
that is a thing exclusively the captain can do.
Yep, that's the captain's power.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then yes. Then she will say, "It was a pleasure to work with you."
I'm not
It was
dead yet.
okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had to double check your rank. It was a pleasure to work with you, Chief. Know that the fate of the entire crew rests on your shoulders now. I expect nothing but the best in this circumstance. And she hands you a determination.
It's small. It comes in a box.
It's kind of fiddly. It's hard to get at with the gloves of the suit.
Oh, you say that, but y'all are always grasping to get it.
Yeah, they're selling them as fidget toys now.
Do I have to make a roll to get the personal shield that I ducked in? And grabbed?
You you need to spend this momentum to get an extra minor.
Okay.
I'm going to make the cost that you had to move here to grab it.
Okay.
If you had had the opportunity cost, it would have been easier to get a hold of.
Got it.
So you run down the deck through two open doors in front of the science lab, and your EVA starts telling you, it goes from telling you warning external radiation to warning radiation against shield critical, and you have enough time to look at the settings on the console, look at what Inverni was doing, look for the manual release, and the shield pops. It has bought you enough time to give you a chance at this. Because had you not put it on, by time you got this understanding, you would have been a dead chief walking.
Right. As I understand, I just need to rip something out.
Yes, but locating the exact thing, you need insight, engineering, broken damage relays will come in, so it will go from 5 to 6, but the information that the captain gave you is gonna I'm gonna treat that as potency 2, so bring it down to diff 4.
Or okay. Um.
Sorry, hold on a second. I gotta spin. So it's normally diff 3. Relays brings it to 4. And I am going to spend 2 to create a failing suit. The actuators on your suit are actually starting to seize up because of the radiation damage. And you're now trying to physically move the entire weight of the EVA suit on your own. And that's what brings it up to diff 6 from diff 3. But you have the help from the captain that brings it back down to diff 4.
All right.
So diff 4, resistance 2. What is your? It is insight engineering. Succeeding will give you 2 progress, which is not enough to add to the track. So you're going to want momentum probably to either help with the resistance or buy down the interval.
Didn't we just find out that we can't do anything with the resistance?
Sorry, buy down the buy extra work.
Yeah, for every 2
Buy
momentum you have, you can get 1 more impact.
Got it. I'm trying to do something under high stress and very quickly. This sounds like I could possibly use daring instead of insight here.
I am back.
Welcome back.
At increased complication, because the difficulty is not actuating the thing. The difficulty is knowing which one to actuate. You might just be so bold as to deactivate the wrong thing. But your boldness may actually help you in that, like, you're not sure it's one of these 3 things. You don't know which one, but you know it's one of them, so just grab one, right?
I'm gonna hit
And that
that one
could
and
save
that
your
one.
life, or it could kill you earlier, right?
Yep. All right. I mean, that gives me an actual score to roll with as opposed to an 11. So I'm now rolling a 14, which is not the best, but it's okay at least.
You volunteered for this task. You know, I've surrendered any moral culpability.
No. I
What
was
happens next?
voluntold into this task by the GM.
No, I told you what had to be done. It's your character that decided, was that going to be them, or were they going to try to make someone else do that, right?
Yeah,
It
see
is
that.
it is Griff.
I do not have the authority to make someone else do that.
You volunteered for the role. The
you could
captain
have-
was willing to go down there and do it herself until you decided to do it.
Yeah, you could have told the
Sure,
captain
absolutely.
and tried to convince the captain to have someone do it, like an engineer do it.
You keep telling yourself that. I don't think I have a focus here, unless survival works.
It does. You have mm, seconds to keep from dying. So you need to think and only do the things that are absolutely necessary. There are
Right.
lots of steps you need to think about skipping.
Renowned Starfleet crew as a trait.
Um,
Because she is doing something that we as the crew are supposed to do. We're supposed to protect the captain and the officers from doing holy
Yeah.
crap dangerous stuff like this. Like, no. If you die, the ship's screwed. We're the experts that can save you.
I'll reduce the cost of extra work
Yay.
from 1 to 2 because no
I mean, down
one
to 1, right?
yeah
Like-
down to 1.
Yeah.
The captain could not reasonably expect most crew members to pull this off. You have the reputation as someone who can be trusted to do something heroic like this and actually succeed at it.
Then yeah, I am going to spend a determination towards. I lost one ship when I wasn't there. I won't lose another.
All right.
And then I need a lot of momentum. Yeah. Good.
And only momentum, too, because it's not an immediate, it's a repeatable. It's only a repeatable, rather.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about it.
So wait, am I on the save the ship track or the save the crew track? Just so I know.
Save the ship.
Cool. So I need 10 progress.
No, this.
Cool.
Yes.
So first off, we do generate a momentum because Faith of the Heart,
Okay.
because I spent a determination.
A bonus, I
Next
presume.
up, nope.
Oh, it's
not
a real
bonus.
boy momentum.
It's just a real momentum.
Oh.
Faith of the Heart's good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. And then I'm going to spend 6 to roll 4 dice. 6 threat.
All right.
Here goes.
3
5.
successes.
5 because I have
5. So you've gained 1 momentum.
Ah.
Yeah, there's 1 momentum. I don't think trying to finagle any reroll of that is going to be worth it. So gained 1 momentum.
You can spin that to go from 2 work to 4 work.
Yep. And if I spend determination towards Spirit of Discovery, I add 4 more, which is 6. So I go from 2 work to
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You'd go from 2 to 8, which would be 2 breakthroughs.
I think that's worth it.
All
I'm
right.
going to spend.
It would be 1. You'd be 1 short of a second breakthrough. You need 9.
It's like 3/4 or
9
something like that, yeah.
breakthrough. Okay. I think I got to do it. So I'll spend toward the same value as Spirit of Discovery. For
Any
4 additional
callbacks or
momentum.
anything here?
No, my
Okay.
well,
I took your logs. You might be, if it's in the right ballpark, you could argue it. That's what I did.
so
I mean, your character might die, so it might be moot, but it's worth doing.
yeah, I mean, I think I'm dying here, unfortunately. Um, so I don't think spending to speed as a drug to try and get myself to move faster here is possible. And I can link it, is the thing. Because I took a complication in A World Without War related to the PTSD around the like the value of I lost one ship and I wasn't there, I won't lose another, and keeping that value. So I could call back to that and spend to speed as a drug for the spirit of discovery spend, would be my argument there. Would you
So
take that?
you mean for the spend you rolled with?
No,
You
no. Not for the spend I rolled with, for the spend I'm making right now to spend to Spirit of Discovery.
okay? And that when you're using what value?
That one I'd use the value speed as a drug if
And
I
what
was able to make a
value
callback.
what value are you calling back to? Because those have to be the same.
Yeah, no, the value in that one, the value in the callback is speed as a drug from A World Without War.
Um, I will accept it because you took the complication on using daring. Um, your chances of survival here are entirely as much as your adrenaline can push you to do this at a nearly inhuman speed, right? You ran down here, right? You have the focus of free running.
Yeah, I do.
You ran down here in a way that normally would end with most crew members would end in it like a broken leg. You've run down here, took a quick look at the panel, didn't really even you process that information before you reached behind the panel and started ripping out chords because you didn't then you used the value right um or sorry you used daring instead of insight, right? You didn't look, you just started
I
hoping you were
didn't
going to
look,
get
I
the
just
right
left.
one.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the idea that the literal speed drug here is
Is adrenaline, yeah.
you're relying on adrenaline to save you, then yes, I'll take that.
All right, so I gain a determination from the callback.
Yes, which you can use after this task is over.
All right.
So how much you generate because of Spirit of Discovery?
Uh,
4, which they
yeah,
yeah, 4, which because
4, and there was already 2, so I go up to a total of 8 on the progress track,
and they
and
spend all the momentum. Yeah.
yeah, um, and I can't use the determination that I'm getting from the callback to spend to Spirit of Discovery again to fill the work track. Progress
Nope.
track.
But
It's not until then complete.
you could only spend. You could keep 2 of that momentum,
Just
and or sorry, you could keep 1 of those momentum. Um, no, you could get 3 of them. 1 to keep the interval halved, and so no, I'm confusing myself. It's 2 for a swift task, or 1 to have. How much did I pay you? Make you pay to keep the interval?
It was 1.
Was 1?
was it one?
I thought it was 1.
By book, it's 2. The thing
Okay.
you reduced to 1 was doing extra impact because of your
Right.
being super cool.
Super
Okay, no, I'm looking.
cool.
Yeah, it's 2 momentum. Okay, so you could spend 2 momentum to have the interval and take another task, and to do that, you would need to have only spent. You need to keep 2 of those momentum.
So you do 2 less impact, but you get another crack at the can.
Yeah, I'll do that. So spend 2 for decreased interval. Progress track is at 6 now.
You still get a breakthrough.
Still got a
Oh.
breakthrough. Cool.
Let's see what happens because that might be helpful.
Yeah, it might be helpful. Or it might be terrible.
Yeah.
I might blow up.
The room is on fire. You may want to leave. I leave.
I don't think my value lets me leave.
Yeah. Hey, you get another
Challenge my value to
determination.
leave.
But
Yeah.
There are much
Uh,
worse things for this in this room right now than fire.
It's true.
the breakthrough
true.
is
Oh.
we change scenes.
Oh, then damn,
Uh,
we go down to 1 momentum. Oh no, you spent 2 to get that.
Yeah, we
never mind.
ended up
We're at the right momentum now. Don't mind me. I'm awake, I promise.
Lieutenant Inverni.
Don't know if
Engineman.
he's here.
Oh. He's muted.
Yeah, I'm deafened.
Grab this engineer. Where is she? There.
All right. Well, Lieutenant Inverni seems to be unconscious.
Yeah, I know. I have to hit them with a half microdose of
Wrong,
cordial
Lieutenant Inverni.
in order to wake them up. No, I know. I'm saying I have to wake them up. I have not yet woken them up.
No, that's the wrong Inverni.
Timey-wimey BS.
It's
Oh.
not bullshit. It's real.
Oh, what? Ah.
Engineman Delphina.
Hooray.
Go
enlisted.
You and Dr. Gorax are sealed inside the science compartment. A runaway series of power.
Sorry, almost time for me to go, so I was just putting on my shoes.
Oh, okay. Maybe we get you. Okay, so you and the Delphina get this. So, a runaway series of power gate failures caused the main deflector to blow, and with it, open up the core of the new multi-array quantum scanner or multi-state quantum scan array, letting off lethal amounts of tetrion, chronoton, gamma, and alpha radiation. There was also the explosion of the console in general, which in Verna you've got a piece of shrapnel in your side, right? Delphina's hand is one of her hands is non-functional. The doctor's got blood all over his face and looks burned. But you have managed to the doctor did manage to shut all the doors and lock y'all in here with the radiation, but prevent it from leaking out to the ship. Y'all had a moment where y'all realized that you were all, the three of you are basically dead. The radiation y'all have received is not survivable. The question now is, does that stop you from helping save the ship?
No.
You sorry, and the same question goes to Delphina. Is Delphina overcome with the situation, or can she focus on saving the ship even though she knows she's going to die?
This isn't how she thought she was going to go out, but that's the job. Sadly, the enginemen are the ones that saved the ship from disaster. That's what we're doing.
You've been trying to find a way to eliminate the source of the radiation, but you're getting nonsensical returns from the sensors. I need from Inverni, who can be assisted here, reason science, difficulty of 5.
Reason science difficulty 5. I don't know what resources we have because the bar decided to vanish.
We have none.
None.
Oh, okay, lovely.
Non
How much does the
resources
GM
with
already have?
11
11.
Brett.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is a do it or ship die, so, you know, have all of the threat. Seems...
All right. I will note any resources related to your character that have been spent, determination or talents, do not count as having been used. This is not the Inverni we saw for most of the episode.
Oh, okay, so he has a determination. That'll be lovely for a reroll,
Yep.
potentially.
Right.
Focus used, yes.
Although I
focus
will
used
point out,
actually,
recording any determinations you use here is pointless because this version of Inverni is basically guaranteed to die.
Yeah.
It's the other Inverni that may survive.
Yep. Okay.
Has this version of the engine spent toward the second directive?
No.
I was thinking she could spend toward that to create a trait in the scene where she happens to be very well versed in this particular system. Like she's already done like work here, so she's very helpful. Going, oh hey, it's this, that, and the other. If you want suggestions, I know about this because I've maintained this recently.
Yeah. Then she creates the trait science lab specialist. It's mostly her who gets assigned to come down here and set up the temporary equipment for each mission. So there's no one on the ship who knows how to attach and detach equipment quicker than her.
That's why she bothered coming down properly. It's like, well, I'm the person that does this normally, so sure, I'll help out. Didn't think I was going to die in here, but hooray.
As far as focuses go, how am I trying to solve this? I mean, it depends. If rapid analysis could potentially help with
rapid analysis
with
will work. Yeah,
okay,
you're trying to learn something about the situation
before dying. Lovely.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so we'll go with that, which isn't the 5 that I needed, but I do have a determination, and we'll see what the assists are.
Okay.
And just for the record, I've got about 10 minutes that I can maybe push to 15 if I feel like sprinting in dress shoes.
5. Yeah, I'm gonna try to wrap you up here.
Appreciated.
That should have only been a roll of 1. So, yes.
That is 6.
Someone the sensor reads someone is actually disconnecting the leads from the deflector array, but you can see behind the panel there's no one here. And then a bit of reality sets in. You must be in some kind of super state with a common connection being this array. You can tell that there's other people on the other side because someone keeps using Griffin's command codes from this console, but Griffin's not physically here. She can't be, like, if she was entering these codes from the bridge or a different console, it would read differently. But she's entering for them from these consoles.
Okay.
You suspect that you have a common connection here to some other reality.
Well, that's easy to accept with, embrace the absurdity of existence as a value. Because that sounds absurd, but it's the case.
You did gain a momentum. So, scene changes once again.
But we have a common thing, and I guess we're probably affecting one another, so this is a weird way to collaborate.
Yes. Griffin, actually, what does Inverni do that tells Griffin she has help here?
He can probably flash message across the console. And to that end, actually, if I can, yeah, I'll just spend determination to embrace the absurdity of existence, which is probably a very him thing to do. As a no, this is legitimately me. Hi, this is a fucking insane, but for spirit of discovery, faith at the heart.
Oh, okay, you can do it that way. Yeah, I was gonna give you. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, so
you gain
just make another 4.
4 momentum. Griffin, it might seem like an absurd joke, but everything this Inverni is saying matches the output of the console. But it couldn't possibly be Inverni because you saw her. She's half dead and unconscious.
Forced feminization of Inverni continues.
Maybe this version of Inverni is a her.
I don't think the POD.
Sorry,
I don't think the divergence is that old, but yeah.
Dude.
No, it is deliberately an androgynous token. It's just hilarious that it still gets you.
It's never gonna stop.
I'm embracing the absurdity of existence around it.
There we go.
Okay. So.
Gender is a quantum construct.
I'm very lucky I was muted there because I almost snorted out my drink.
Goodness gracious.
You're welcome.
All right. Where were we before that?
So where we were is that I spent to end the scene early around Inverni. The extended consequence is now up to 11 out of 15 because 2 scenes have passed.
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh no.
Right
So
side, I gave you momentum at the very least.
Yeah. That's good.
Before departing into the ether.
Yeah.
I'm also going to spend 6 threat to create the trait intense radiation, so you will take damage going forward.
To the end,
Uh,
does the engineman's trait that they made carry across?
Uh,
If
so
these
long
two
as they're
realities are
assisting,
helping each other.
so
Yeah.
long as she assists on the task, yes.
Okay.
Which I would suggest you use to probably reduce the resistance or difficulty as a more effective thing than getting a free hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one would you like to do?
Let's see.
Because you're at difficulty 4 because of damaged relays. Resistance 2, and you're gonna get at most 2 hits if you buy down the interval. At most 2 actions if you buy down the interval, both of which are gonna result in you taking damage.
I think buying down the resistance is more impactful here.
All right. And Inverni, I can roll your assist for you. There's nothing information-wise critical in case you need to leave.
Appreciated. I do hate to do this, but yeah, they
Oh
were like
no,
induction. Now it was supposed to be a
Got
lot
it.
earlier than this,
Good
and then they were like,
Okay.
"Nope." Good luck.
luck, good luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
been fun.
Suggestion for solving this problem. To get more impacts, I have better engineering. Delphina has better engineering than you do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Most people do. On this ship.
So it might be better to assist her in the other quantum reality, helping you finish the disconnecting that you're already trying to do.
If that works.
Because that's like the brain move of, that's what we should do. Yeah, exactly. That's what we should be doing. I need to get over there. Whoever's over there, pull.
Yeah. Uh, does that work, Jim?
Yeah.
All right.
So, EPS systems, team dynamics.
Yes.
So I imagine we should hang on to that momentum to do as much impact as possible. I'm doing at least 2 if I no, 3. Yeah, if I hit this because we just...
And the benefit you had of the cheaper purchase of progress is passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So resistance is down 1, so we're doing potentially 3 out of the gate.
If you have an engineering of 4, yes.
Yep. So.
And I can spirit of discovery again because I have a determination again though. So we have a virtual 4 more on the table, but I won't spend that until I have to.
I'm thinking threat dumping back at them because I don't have any determination on my
Yeah.
side. I can't. I already did that to create the trait.
Yeah.
So I'll threat throw at you 6 there, GM.
All right.
And control engineering on my side, or
control engineering works.
Boop. Yep. Good golly, Miss Molly.
No, that's a good roll.
On a diff 4, you have 6 momentum and possible assists.
Yeah. I'll be throwing an assist at that. I don't think I can do. Yeah. No comp at least.
And another one.
So 4 momentum gained.
8 momentum.
So we're doing 3, so it goes up to 8 now, I believe, if I do nothing else.
You were at 6, so going
to
up
9.
to going up by 3 takes you to 9, which gets you a breakthrough.
9. I will actually 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I spend 6, I just finish the progress track.
The breakthrough effect here is Tetrion Burst. That will happen, but you can go ahead and pay for the momentum to finish the track.
4, 5, 6.
All right. So the extended consequence will not happen. The ship is the ship is saved.
I think you just maybe made things more difficult for me because.
So the progress, the problem, the Tetrion Burst, what that is going to do is reduce the doctor's task by 2, as you are now a patient that he has to try to save.
Oh, God damn it.
So you've added back to some of his work. And on top of that,
Well,
we
on
need
top of that.
well, yeah, because that's the non-lethal if Griffin ever has any interest in not having melted skin or having children, they need to get that looked at. But the thing that will kill them and might make your task more difficult, we have yet to resolve.
Good to know. Good to know.
But right, the ship's saved, so we're not all dead.
So your you got a personal force field, right? That was, and you had an EVA suit.
Yep.
Okay, the personal force field only acted as a it's the thing that allowed you to get this far without killing the character. But it broke a while ago. You still have the EVA suit. This is an intensity, because of momentum spins, an intensity 5 lethal injury, or severity 5 lethal injury.
Ooh, you might be able to stress soak that, you know?
So your options are you can avoid the injury by taking it to stress.
How much?
Or for 5 stress.
Does the Eva suit give its 1 protection still?
It does give its 1 protection.
Before.
I take 4 stress. I will take 4 stress.
All right. What do you do next?
So I've done the thing I need to do here, correct?
Yes.
Just double checking that. Then I try to, well, I try and get out of here then, because I need medical attention, presumably.
All right. To get to the doctor, you need to move through 2 zones.
Okay.
Each of those zones has the risk of doing damage. And to get through them, you need to beat a fitness, security, or a fitness con. Or actually, it will be fitness con. Fitness con, difficulty 0. You need to make at least 2 momentum.
All right.
Well,
Can
there's
I use a focus of free running?
Yes.
All right.
Was there going to be a question there?
I was just pointing out that there's 2 momentum on the board, so I think you're adding to the pool above that, yeah.
Yeah, you still make the task roll, but you have enough to buy even if you fail to get any successes.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea of how
Yep. So that's
not
custom
screwed you
focus,
are.
Fitness con on 14, going to
You gain
generate
3
3.
momentum as you pass through the first zone. The intensity goes down by 1. So this is an intensity 4 down to 3. Severity 3. Injury. Are you going to take that to stress, or are you going to take that injury?
So taking that to stress would be 3, and then
3
the
stress
suit
damage.
reduces it to 2.
No, the suit reduced it from 4 to 3.
I will take that stress.
All right. The last zone, as you
I have
climb
2
up the
more
stairs, is going to be 3, brought down by 2 by the suit to 2 by the suit. You can take that as stress or take a lethal injury.
Is there a thing you can do with determination related to injuries in this in 2A?
Time to find out, because I forget.
Because I have 2 stress left, so taking it to stress would fill my work track, which I believe is also an injury.
Yeah,
So
you'd go down just from. Oh no,
yeah.
I don't think so. You become shoot, hold on. Sorry, I read a lot about it when I was nearly being trampled to death by alien.
Yeah, no, it's relevant, and I'd be looking this up
So
on
the
my own, but I
determination
have a weird
spins are re-roll the dice pool, set 1 die aside as a critical success, or gain the use of a talent you don't have for the rest of the scene. So the only thing you could do is if you could find
Yeah.
a talent.
Hold on, I'm looking. I know which one I have in mind.
Yeah, you want resolute.
Yeah.
If you're zeroed out, you don't drop. It's if you don't have enough resources, you're like, I can't buy that much in stress. Then it's like, well, there's no choice. I have to take injury.
Oh, so you have to go over your stress. It doesn't.
You have to have enough. If you have enough to spend, then you're good. If you run out, if you're being asked for more stress than you have, then you're screwed. You can't buy your way
Okay.
out of it.
Then I have exactly enough. I have 2 stress remaining.
Then the timely intervention and realization of an Inverni from a different state of existence, you're remembering to grab a personal force field and making quick, daring work of the task has just allowed you to get out of this without critically injuring yourself. As you, I imagine, run into sickbay and kind of slump against the wall.
Yeah, I imagine I like collapse basically over the threshold door.
As doctor, you have grim work to complete.
It just never
If you
ends.
need any if you need any momentum, got a spirit of discovery I can hand you.
That'd be great.
Yep.
So a spirit discovery fire is happening.
If once the doctor has a roll, I guess.
Well, Spirit of Discovery is the thing that puts 3 momentum on the board, right?
4 momentum.
Oh.
Because unless you get it while not being a human in some way, because humans now have faith in the heart. So
Cool. Um,
Hold on, because what's happening is about to change.
for God's sake, give the bird a break.
We gave him a beak instead.
Ah,
Out of every joke told tonight, that might be the worst one.
You're welcome. Oh God, we're all in the hallway. Oh God, there's clones. Oh no, I'm kidding.
oh no, the casualties have been hit with a shrink ray.
This is why he tries to kill us every time, because we keep ribbing him.
I mean, yeah.
All right, wasn't that big a deal. Everyone back to your stations. Calm down.
Dr. Gorax, Lieutenant Verney.
sorry. Every time I hear the name, all I can think is like off-brand Lorax.
Ah, where'd I go? There I am.
Chief
I am the
Artana and the
Gorak, and I
captain
speak for the quantum particles.
are waiting outside the med bay as you have a intense sense of deja vu and a little bit of ennui, Griffin, as your vision stutters, and you lose sense of self and time, and suddenly you find yourself the lone patient in sick bay. The doctor in his in his normal uniform, setting up instruments and medicines in a routine,
Oh, wow.
safe way. Before you fall unconscious, if you're interested, an insight science difficulty 3, but this roll has no negative impact, so feel free not to take it or to fail it.
All right, I'll take it. Insight. Like, I have enough of a science to be curious.
Wild.
Uh,
Oh,
I'll
so
spend one of those momentum to just see if I can make this with my 11 here. And no
everything
focus.
just got like reversed, and now it's just her that's experiencing the side effects.
Not quite.
You're one short.
I will let it be then.
Doctor.
Let me guess. I've just been in my sick bay, just minding my own business, and nothing has been wrong up until this point. Am I right?
You have a sense. You have a foreboding sense, but you can't place it. But you have a patient here who's experienced mild radiation exposure. I have spent threat to take this from difficulty 0 because there was no injury to difficulty 3. Control medicine. Your kit brings it down to 2, and you'll be assisted by the med bay.
Spend one momentum.
Boop, boop, boop.
Emergency medicine.
Please don't kill me
Yes.
now. That would be really anticlimactic.
I never liked you anyway.
That's 5 hits.
It's 5 hits. You gain 3 momentum. As you heal Griffin.
Dose of hyaluronolin and prepare the protoplasers for dermal regeneration. Servaline in order to ensure that the tissue regeneration takes.
Oh, hey, Doc.
Are you well?
How's the ship?
The ship is fine.
Glad to hear it.
Griffin,
Uh-huh.
with that admission, that's enough to allow you to succeed at cost from the previous roll.
All right.
You do not have to accept that though, because this cost will be a trait.
Do I get to know what the cost is first?
The trait's gonna be quantum ghosts.
Oh, that sounds fun. Hit me with it.
Spooky. It's October. Ghost time.
Neither you nor the Inverni you spoke to took the time, or maybe even had the time, to find out what you were doing. You realized that these two separate realities collapsed in on each other. There, for a moment, existed a duplicate of each of the crew. Now only one of those exists. You and the and the Inverni you were working with managed to collapse this in a way that didn't lead to the destruction of the ship or the mass casualty of the crew. Because in her, or in his, sorry, in that Inverni's universe, the doctor closed the door when the experiment went wrong rather than dragged y'all up to medbay. He saved his ship. But in this universe, he saved Inverni and himself and the chief engine, or the engineman. So when the realities collapsed the way y'all managed to do it, you managed the best of both universes. But there are 18 people that were separated from you and the crew, and they no longer exist, and no one will ever know they did exist except for you. There is a Griffin out there. Actually, there are 17 people. You're the only person who was not collapsed because of where you were when you turned the machine off. But there's another Dr. Tawir out there who had to go through a mass casualty event. He no longer exists. There's another captain out there who was prepared to send you to your death. She no longer exists. So your trait is quantum ghosts because you're aware of 17 other people who existed for a short time that no one else will ever remember or know about.
All right then.
Boopy.
Yeah, totally picturing you like just like walking down the halls and passing by the captain, and she nods at you, and she has no idea that there was a universe where she was just willing to kill you to save everyone else.
Yeah.
The values spent will stay in place because, I mean, the captain. There was an incident on the ship with the scanner going wrong, but it was quickly resolved. But the captain, as her eyes cross with the Griffins, like on the bridge, maybe a day later, so the captain knows that if it had been in a worse incident, what she would have done. Um, so we will end the episode there.
Right. So, did lots of heroic stuff, but technically we didn't. Only one of us did. But hey, at least we still get advancements, so that's happy news. For all of you watching out there, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you'll see us do more craziness in the future. For those of you playing, thank you very much for doing so, and for the one running, thank you very much for running. Until next time, hope to see you all in the future. Bye.
A question for the sake of a log: does accepting a complication count? Because I didn't actually spend any determination. I just accepted the complication on uh, um, giving that determination to Griffin.
You never spent in any other situation?
No.